So our next task is to configure Entity Framework Identity, and we need to go to our startup class to do this. And let's take a look at what we're going to do. So just below our services add MVC, I'm just going to add what we need in here to configure ASP.NET Identity. And first of all, we need to add Identity Core and let it know about our app user entity. And we're going to store the result of this in a variable called builder. And we're going to say services.add identity. And we have two options here. We've got add identity, which is the default identity system configuration for the specified user and role types. And we would use this one if we were creating, let's say, an MVC application where we were serving our pages from the server using the Razor library. And this sets up the user authentication using a cookie-based authentication. But we don't want to use that. We want to use the add identity core. And this just adds and configures the identity system for the specified user type. Role services are not added by default, but we can add them if we want to. And we're going to use this one and add what we need to specifically for our application. And then what we need to do is specify the user type in here. And this one's going to just specify the app user, which we'll need to bring in from the domain. So what we need to do then is create a new instance of the Identity Builder class. And what we'll do is we'll say var identity builder equals new identity builder, and we'll need to bring this in from ASP.NET Core Identity. And then what we need to pass in here is two parameters, the user type and also the services that we're adding here. And our user type we're going to get from builder.userType, and the services we're going to get from the builder variable as well, and say builder.services. And then with our identity builder, we just need to add two things here. We need to add identity builder, and we need to add the entity framework stores. And this creates our user stores that we need for ASP.NET Core Identity. And we also need to pass this our data context. And what we also need to add is Identity Builder. And we need to add a sign-in manager as well. And for this, we need to pass in the sign-in manager type and also the app user. And by adding this gives our application the ability to create and manage users via a user manager service, which we get from Identity Core. And we also get, or we've added, a sign-in manager. And we need this so that we can use this to sign our user in using their username and password, or email address and password. And this is all we need to do to configure identity in our application. And what we'll do next is we'll add some seed users so that we've actually got some users to work with in our application. And we'll take a look at that next.